This is an absolutely filthy 2013 Buick Enclave that we're going to be detailing today. It's going to be a mostly complete detail. I'm not going to do absolutely everything. I'm doing this for my dad as a favor and to get something complete on video. I don't believe this car has ever been detailed properly, possibly never detailed at all. Not a complete detail of the type that I'm trying to do here. This is kind of an extreme situation. I don't have access to a hose at the moment. So we are going to be doing a waterless car wash on the dirtiest car I have ever done a waterless car wash on. This should be fine. It's a Buick. It's got nice hard paint and we're going to be really gentle with it. So it really should be fine, but it will give a good example of what you can do with a waterless in situations when you really need to. So the first thing I'm going to do with this car, I'm going to scrub it down. I'm going to use probably, as much as I don't want to use the wax, I'm going to do Griot's rinseless wash and wax at a 15:1 dilution ratio. I'm going to get as much off as I can of that first. And then I am going to do a generic kitchen soap degreaser type thing because I want everything off of this car. I have no idea what's gone on this car. I've given my dad a few products over the years. Who knows what's gone on at car washes, whatever. So I want this thing completely stripped clean, and the kitchen degreaser soap really should do that. And then we're going to do clay bar on at least part of the car. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to probably clay the hood and maybe the front fenders, some stuff like that. And then we are going to hit it with Griot's ceramic 3-in-1 spray wax. And that should keep this car looking nice for quite a while. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is spray down the lower parts of the car with the rinseless wash and wax. I apologize for the chickens in the background. You're going to hear those. Those are the next door neighbors. Where were we? Oh yes, we're going to be spraying down the lower, dirtier parts of the car with this stuff. I want to caution people with a little less experience and or without the equipment to fix the damage that this causes, if it causes damage. I'm going to be very, very gentle with it, but there is the possibility for light scratching. I have the equipment to correct that if it were to happen, so I'm not really worried about it. This is kind of the option that we have right now, so we're going to go with it. If you do this, liberal with the product is the key word. You want to use as much of this stuff as you can, and with the rinseless wash and wax, this stuff's cheap when you get it by the gallon, so I'm not too worried about that. I just need to use a ton of it to approximate what we get with a car wash. So I'm going to get started here. Used a bit. So I am using lower grade towels. These are heavily washed, not quite destroyed, but lower grade towels. This is a destructive job. These towels are probably going to be garbage when I'm done. So when you do this, keep that in mind. that happens, the towel's done. That's garbage. That's going in the garbage. So now that we've got the vehicle stripped of debris, we're going to move on to the next step in this case, which is full bucket wash. Again, I'm using a degreaser type product. Normally you don't want to do this. This is because I want everything off of this car. So I'm going to get started on that now. Okay, so the vehicle is now clean for the most part. I'm going to hit it one more time using speedshine just to make sure all the residue of everything I just did is off. And then we will start putting on the Griot's 3-in-1 ceramic spray wax. Okay, so I knew we were missing something here. I'm going to do a minor paint correction and clay on the car. Most of the car doesn't need it. The paint isn't trashed to the degree that I thought it was, but there's a few places that could use it. The hood isn't really one of them, but I'm going to do it just for demo purposes. Most of what actually needs it is towards the back of the car. So Griot, which is the stuff I normally buy. It's a little cold out. I have this in my trunk, so it's a little rigid. So Griot recommends their speedshine as the lubricant for the clay wax. I've used it before. I know it works, so I'm just going to stick with that. This thing out just a bit, a little more useful. This way. I should have thought of that before. Well, at least we didn't drop the clay. Could be worse. Okay, that's a lot more useful. Yeah, I think I was right. We're not picking up a lot of new. There was a little bit of dirt on it when I got at it, but we're not picking up a lot of new stuff, so I don't think this hood really needed it. I kind of expected it was going to, but it doesn't look like it as much. I'm going to do the whole thing just for demo, but because you'll see additional, dark grime and stuff on this thing if you're pulling a lot off. So yeah, this is actually better than I was expecting. You don't need a lot of this, but you do want to keep the surface damp so that you don't ever drag across dry paint. I would say unlubricated paint. So this really isn't that bad. We definitely didn't go from clean clay to filthy clay. We went from slightly used clay to still slightly used clay. So this really, interesting because I don't think this car has ever been detailed beyond just a regular car wash, and there really isn't a lot of contaminants on here. It's really not that bad. Yeah, really not picking up a whole lot. Interesting. Okay, we're going to leave this at this because this doesn't really seem like it needs it. So I'll dry that off and then we'll move on to the correction stage. Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to do a little more testing with the G8. In this case, we're going to do a 3-inch pad, and I'm probably going to use, so I only bought the orange pads for 3-inch because my intention was to use it mostly as a 2-inch. So this will kind of give me a chance to demonstrate this in better light too. The reason I only bought the orange pads is because I'm only ever going to do like wax application, or with the orange pad I can use it with the perfecting cream and get just a little more aggressiveness than the finishing sealant, but still fairly light, which is all I'm really after here. I'm not out to do a major correction on this. I just want a little bit of light defect removal before putting on the 3-in-1. Okay, so we're just going to do perfecting cream on our orange mid pad, I guess is what I'll call that. Probably shouldn't use quite as much. This stuff spreads pretty easily, but it's fine. Hopefully I can finish this before it starts raining. Looks like it's fixing to. So you want to throw the cord over your back like that so that you don't get, so you don't get scratching from the cord as you're moving along the paint. Towel here too. Left a little of the speed shine on there. Usually you want to start it at the lowest setting. The product will work around. This is exactly what this is for, going around little things like this. Okay, so let's wipe this off and take a look at what we're getting here. Really nice tool. Definitely good purchase. it was easier to get along these body lines and around these trim pieces. Okay. Okay, so we were getting moderate defect removal out of a moderate aggressive pad using just the perfecting cream. So at the higher settings, I would definitely, if you're using a more aggressive pad, I would definitely try the lower settings before stepping it up to past 4, just because, I mean, that's a lot of power. I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this. This is not a toy. Definitely. I'm going to do one more. We're going to do the driver's side mirror just for demonstration, and then we'll move on to the 3-in-1 ceramic. So as you can see with the 3-inch, it lets you go places and do things that you just can't do right with a 5.5, 6, 6.5, or even on like a big 7 or 8-inch rotary. Like I've watched guys try to do stuff like this, and it's hilarious to watch. This is the tool that you need. Okay, so I have the vehicle cleaned, corrected, and ready to go. The last step is going to be a protectant and hydrophobic, which we're going to use the Griot's ceramic 3-in-1 wax. I'm only going to show the hood on video. The rest of it I will just do and then do a walk around of the car. So you really want to avoid liking it in circles like this. Anytime you see that, anytime you see me doing that, that's me using wrong technique. Just it takes a little while to get out of your head. When you do up and down and back and forth, if you do scratch anything, they're a lot harder. I mean, they're a lot easier to hide and or remove than large circular scratches. So here is the final result on the Buick Enclave. We buffed, probably a quarter of the total vehicle. We did a little bit of clay, and we did Griot's 3-in-1 ceramic wax, and it came out pretty nice. I hope everybody finds this an interesting look at a proper application of this product per Griot's recommendations. And thanks for watching the video.